Hello, my beautiful wildflowers. How are you today? Alexis here with Modesty. Well, today I have something unique, and it is a palette by Shu Umera. And this is the first Japanese company that went international. And so if you're interested in seeing an eye look from this, please stay tuned. Welcome back, my beautiful wildflowers. Well, today I will be doing a look for you using a brand that is not famously known. Well, they are famously known, but something that you don't see on everyday YouTube channels. And as you saw from my intro, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this company. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do our daily affirmations, okay? And today we will be looking at, here we go. And let's see, again, a beautiful pastel card. And as you guys know, we are now in this box. I think this is the fourth time I say it, but you never know how many people haven't heard it. But we ran out of the other ones. We're done. So this one here says, the very thing that may be overwhelming me at this moment, someone else is praying for. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to say it again, guys. I like the card, but yeah, for sure, because the very thing that may be overwhelming me at this moment, someone else is praying for, right? And I do believe that because, you know, and one of my apps where it's one of my Muslim apps, and it has a lot of, you know, the prayer time and all that things, but there are also people that are praying for things and asking for prayers. And, you know, a lot of times I look at these things, especially ones that are looking for relationships or having, you know, asking for a solid relationship that's for lifelong and everything else. And I know there's people out there that are, you know, like, sitting at home saying, oh my God, I'm so tired of this relationship. You know, I'm tired of being bogged down. Yet there's people out there praying for that same thing you have. And that's one of the examples I have for you. But really think about it. What do you have in your life that you may be complaining about or you may feel overwhelmed by that somebody else can possibly be asking for it, you know, because I'm sure there is somebody asking for that. And it's a very interesting card because it really makes me think. And, you know, now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to remember this card today and really think about what is overwhelming me right now, right? And right now, I mean, the things in my job are overwhelming me. It's been overwhelming me since COVID started, you know, being in healthcare and being a nurse. And so, you know, but I have a job. I have a great job and I love my job, but it might be overwhelming at times. But, you know, there's people out there that would love to be overwhelmed by a job. So I'm thankful. I'm very thankful for what I have. So, yeah, very good card. Again, I'll go ahead and show it to you. I don't know how well that shows up because it is written on a pastel by white. So hopefully you guys will be able to pick that up. So, yeah, well, you know, think about it, guys. This is a very good card. Yep. Yeah, food for thought. Anyway, so... and I'm not going to be able to get that out of my head. So, but I must move on. Today, as I was saying, I'm going to introduce you to a brand. And it's more known for their avant-garde advertising. And a lot of the Shu Umera line is very avant-garde. And but it's very interesting. And a lot of times you can't get this product in the United States. And there are some shops, I believe there's one in New York, there's Paris, London, Hong Kong, but not many of them. And this is the first international Japanese brand, or Japanese international brand, I should say. And it was created by Shu Umera, who was a famous makeup artist. And he died in 2008 at the age of 79, leaving behind his family, his wife, and his kids. But he sold a company to L'Oreal in 2004. That's what kind of surprises me that we're not seeing more of it. It's not more mainstream, okay? But I know you guys probably heard of it. But if you look at the advertising, there's not a whole lot on their website as far as for sale. And sometimes they'll come out with a line that they do make available in the United States. And this was one of them. And this is called Shu Umera One Piece. Okay, and being Japanese, they do a lot of advertising, and they do use anime a lot and manga characters. So it's very interesting, their packaging. It's nice. And let me open this for you. And it comes very well packed, and it comes in its own protective cover that you could keep it in. And because the aesthetics is beautiful. I mean, take a look at this, right? And as you can see, these characters are inspired by the manga or anime, and this came in 2 different versions. They had the red one, which was more of the the mauves and the pinks that I have a lot of, and I decided to get this one because it is not something that's in my wheelhouse normally. And here is it comes with a beautiful mirror, and here's the colors, and there's some nice toppers in here. Okay, but you have to remember, being that it is a little bit avant-garde, it's going to have a lot of loud colors, shimmers, and I think there's only one matte in this palette, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and it's this one here. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and do a look for you real quick. I don't know how it's going to turn out because these are definitely bright, bright, bright colors. Okay. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead and introduce it to you since, like I said, this is not a brand that you see a whole lot of, but I do love it. And it is, like I said, it is Japanese origin. Okay. And so let's see. Let me just straighten this all out and we'll get started. Okay, I just scooted you guys in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. But before we get started, as usual, I do want to tell you what I prepped with. Again, Anastasia Beverly Hills. And this is the Brow Wiz. Let's see if we can get that there we go, into focus. And this is Ash Brown. And what I used for my primer as well as to cover the primer. And that is here. Again, this color here, which is very close to my skin, and this is the powder in which I set it. And as you know, this is my favorite primer, Mario. And so that's that. And so let's see, let's get started. Is there names to these? No, there are no names actually to the colors. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and point to whatever, whatever I'm using. And so first I'm going to take my Sonia G Fluffyish brush, the fluffiest brush I have from Sonia G, and I'm gonna go ahead and go into this color here, the only matte color here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and layer this all over. And the kick up on this is, I mean, almost non-existent. Okay, very, very nice texture. And I haven't stuck my hand in it, my fingers in it yet, but I will. And so I'm just going to go ahead and go all the way up to just below my brow bone, just like usual. And I can tell you right now, the pigmentation is very nice. It's actually buildable, and it's not too strong, which I like a lot. Because I would rather be able to build it up instead of, just putting the brush down and you can't. It's really hard to blend it out, some of these pigments. But this one seems to be very nice and silky. That's the word. It's silky. And it's going on very nicely. And as I was saying, that's the only matte in this palette, I believe, because I think that's a bit of a shimmer. Is that matte? Okay, the only problem with this palette is there's really no transition shade, because there is only one matte, as I was saying. But I'm going to go in with this one here as a kind of like a transition, but not so much transition, but a crease. And this has got a little bit of a light shimmer to it, but it's not as bad as a metallic or something like that. So since I'm going to put it all over, I'm just going to go ahead and step down to a more focused round brush. And so I can go ahead and focus this a little bit. And again, this one, minimal kick up. And I'm going to go ahead and tap it a little bit because I don't know how it's going to react. No, it's not too bad. As you can see, it's very light, even for a frost. It's more like a frost. That's the word I'm looking for, instead of a metallic. So I'm going to go ahead and work this in here. And let's see how it works out, because normally when we do a transition color, we use mattes. But that's okay. But I think it's the nature of the avant-garde, look. And if you look at their advertising, it's really, out there. So, yeah. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend this on both sides. Okay, and normally when you use any kind of frost or shimmers, and the reason why you don't usually use them as a transition or crease color is because they could be really difficult to blend out. And this one here was no problem for me. So it's very nice. Yeah, it's surprising me. So next what I'll do is, again, I'm going to use this kind of like a frost here, and I am going to go to the outer V with this one. Again, something I would normally do. So I'm just going to go ahead and go directly from pan to eyes. And again, it doesn't capture a lot of color, which is nice. And I'm using the same brush. I just did I used a color switch pad to just so that way I can get the other color off. Okay, and I did have to, even though these are frost and usually, you know, goes on really heavy, I had to really build this up, which I like. I like to be able to build this up so that way it's not so strong right off the bat. So, and there is, I mean, like practically no fallout. I mean, fallout, there's no fallout and there's no kick up. And so this is very good. Nice. And I think next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a chance on this. This looks like a either dual chrome or a trichrome. This looks a lot like the Natasha Denona color. And I'm going to go in with my finger on this one and take a chance and see if that'll work out. And again, this is very faint. So let's see. Yeah, I think this is some kind of a dual chrome. And I want to make sure I don't pack it, because, you know, if you have like oils or anything on your fingers and you put your fingers in something like this, I mean, you really ruin the eyeshadows. You have to be really careful. You have dry and clean fingers. And that's why I don't like to go into these palettes with the finger. So let's see. You know what? I'm going to see if I could go ahead and try it with my my packing brush by Refer and see if that'll do it, because this is kind of rough. And let's see if I can kind of like create a kick up here so I can pick it up. Okay, may be able to. Yeah, and I think this has got a brown to green to kind of like a bluish purple shift. I don't know if that's the camera's catching it. Okay, and I'll be honest with you, this is a pretty tricky palette to work with. I think it's something that if you're beginning, I wouldn't recommend it, because you know, at this point I normally would have wet the brush, but I didn't want to go into this palette with a wet brush either. So I'm just playing with it and seeing what I can do with it. Okay, so this is what I have so far, but what I want to do, I think, is I want to experiment, and I want to go ahead and put a topper on it. And I'm going to go in with my small packing brush by Sonia G into this topper shade here. And I'm not really sure what it's going to look like, but let's try. Can't hurt, right? Okay, so, whoa, it's picking up some weird, like, glitter-like thing. Okay, let me show you. It's like, what is that? Okay, since I'm gonna commit to it because I said I would. Okay, so interesting. It's, you know what? It's, my eyes are starting to look more like a wing of a dragonfly. Interesting, huh? This has got like a, you know what's weird? It's got like a fiberglass texture. I'm sure that's not what it is, but you know. But yeah, this is actually a nice topper, and I'm gonna go all to the front to the I'm gonna leave that back part alone, and I think I'm gonna have to go in and darken it again because it is quite light now. Interesting. Yep, I can see why it's avant-garde. So yeah, and I think I'm gonna have to go in. I'm gonna treat this a little bit more. I'm going back in with this color and give it a little bit of a blend in the crease. And next what I'll do is I'll pick up the small packing brush also again, and I want to do the brows. Let's see, I'm going to try this pearly color here under the brows, right here, and to see if I can get it to light up. I'm hoping it doesn't like a high beams, you know, because I'm not really sure. Yeah, this is a frost as well, so I have to be really careful. Yeah. Oh, but very nice colors. You know what, though? Guys, I know it doesn't look like, I don't know. these colors are like amazing. I don't know if the camera is like capturing it at all, but I mean, these colors truly are amazing. I mean, the way it just reflects the light, it looks like, you know, those wings of a dragonfly, and it's just so pretty, especially with the topper. I did like it without the topper, but I like it better with the topper, and I like the topper, which is very unique looking. I mean, I look at it, I mean, it's got so many shifts. Really, this has got a lot of shifts. I don't know if it's capturing that. It's like a pearl, you know, like when it catches the light in the water, and it's got like the blues and the greens and the yellows. That's what it reminds me of. So, okay, well, I don't want to do too much, so I say. And I'm just going to go ahead and lighten up under here. And so I'm hoping that the camera is doing it justice, because this is very nice. I really enjoyed this palette. I mean, like I said, I mean, you could really go wild with it, because look at the colors choices. Look at this one here. And let me show you the pigments on these things. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit, okay? And I just tap my hand in there. I mean, look at it. It's such a beautiful metallic. And these are kind of, you know, it is difficult to work with. I think for a new person it would especially be difficult, because it doesn't have a lot of mattes. It doesn't have a transition shade that's not a matte. So you have to really kind of work with it and use your imagination, you know, avant-garde. And, you know, it's pretty good. So, alrighty then. What I'm going to do, guys, is this is a look I have so far. Let me just come off camera, and then I'll be right back and get the rest of the look on, finish my mascara and my eyeliner and all that stuff, and be right back. Okay, my beautiful wildflowers, this is the look. And let's now go over what I used to get this look. As far as the palette, let me talk a little bit about it. I mean, I really, really, really love this palette. At first, when I got into it, I'm thinking, wow, this is difficult. Yeah, it is difficult, but the colors, the shades are beautiful. It applies beautifully, either by finger, by brush, or whatever. And this is all dry. And the look that I got is dry. And it's not, if I would have wanted more intensity, I could definitely have wet my brush and gone in with it. And it's very easy to blend. The trick is knowing which ones would blend and be coherent, right? Coherent, so it's not like crazy, like somebody just threw a bunch of paint on your face, right? And so that's the only challenge. But this is definitely a beautiful palette with the beautiful quality. And yeah, and this is the only Shu Umera that I do have, or Shu Umera, right? Is the only one I have. And I wanted to give it a try. I wanted to give the company a try and see how it is. And I'm really sold on it. I really like it. So yeah, no fallout. Well, a little bit, just a little bit when I used the topper here, because I just scrape into it, and so that way I can get thickness. Even though it's supposed to be a topper, I wanted some kind of density layer to what I put underneath it, which is a duochrome, because sometimes the duochromes are not good for me because I have texture. Okay, but putting the topper on there actually makes the duochrome work better. So like I said, this is the look. And I only had one matte to work with, so not bad. I mean, a beautiful palette. Definitely something I'm going to enjoy. Okay, and that's that. And there was no kick up on it. And even when I was digging around, it's perfect. And so that's that. And as far as the rest of my look, I did do my foundation with the Tom Ford Stick Foundation. And I went in with it, not a sponge, but a brush. And I used this brush here because I do like it. It's firm and I can get into places that I normally can't with a sponge. And since I don't want to add water to this, I did go ahead and use the brush. And another thing too, I did powder this down using the All Nighter by Urban Decay. And this is a waterproof powder. And it was almost a shame that I powdered over this, because the finish of this is dewy and it's beautiful, but I wanted to go ahead and get it a little bit of a matte because I'm filming, and in real life in front of me dewy looks nice, but it sometimes in the camera comes out really shiny, so I want to really kind of tone it down. So yep, so these are the two things I use for my foundation and powder. And as far as the lightness under my eyes, once again, this time I used this Nars that I got as a sample. And this worked out really nice as well. Very nice. I do like their concealers, and I've used it before, and so I do know the quality, and it is very nice. It's still, I love it. And to finish off my eyes, I did go ahead and I used this Urban Decay. This is like a grayish type of 24/7 eyeliner, and this is called IPSY. IPSY? Yeah, IPSY. So yeah, that's it right there. And with the brush, I tapped into a couple of the colors. I used these two here to kind of like this one and this one to get the color underneath to give it a little bit of a, you know, a little sparkle. And that's that. And as far as my bronzer, I did bronze to give it some, you know, I've been really into bronzing lately because it's summer, right? I don't usually do it in the winter, but in the summer, it's really nice. I didn't change, I usually use two different types, but I did stick with this Terracotta by Guerlain or Guerlain. And here's, this is really, it's not coming over really nice, but this is such a nice palette. It looks like a turtle shell, but of course it's not. And so this is the color right here, Terracotta. And then as far as my blush, I did go in with my Chanel. And this is in a shade of, let's see, what is this? What is this? What is this? Is there a shade? Should be. Let me take a look real quick. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, Rose Initial. It's Rose Initial and the number is 72. Such beautiful, just a blush of color. And that's what I love this blush. It's very nice, and yeah, it's not heavy, and I really like to be able to kind of layer it. And then as far as my highlighter, this is something that I've owned for a while, and I used to use it a lot. This is like my second one. I used the other one to the pan until there was nothing left, okay? And it's by Hourglass, called Ambient Incandescent Strobe Light, and it's in this shade here. What I love about this is that it's very faint. I mean, as you can see, when I turn my head, I put it here, a little bit like on the tip of my nose here, and a little bit right here. So it's really nice, and I spotted it right here as well. So it picks up the light so beautifully, and it's not really hard to blend, and you just kind of like put it on with a brush, and it stays, and it doesn't move, and it doesn't cause that line that I don't like. And as far as my eyelashes, again, I use my curler that I've been loving by Refer, and using my waterproof MAC mascara, okay? And as far as my lips, I lined it with the Victoria Beckham's lip definer in this color, and the color is, she doesn't name her colors, they're numbered. This is a 03, and it's actually a perfect mate to the lipstick that I'm wearing. And the lipstick I am wearing is by Tom Ford, and it's called the Indian Rose, and it's here. Okay, there it is. Okay, and so these are very, I mean, I really like the look that it gave me. It gave me kind of a little bit of a, I don't know, subtle, but yet very satisfying, okay? Lack of a better word, satisfying. So yeah, and that's it. But like I said, the whole point was this palette here to tell you about it. I really love this palette, guys. I do. A little pricey. This one here was $110. There's a red one that's a make to it, which a lot of you out there I know would love because it has the shades of red, violet, pinks. But since I have that color story all over the place, I thought I would go for this one, and I'm really glad that I did. And next, I'll probably try to really work in this glitter and matte, and also this metal here, which is a blue. And so yeah. So what do you think? I mean, do you like the look? Do you like the eyeshadow, how it came out? I mean, take a look. I mean, it's really hard. The camera is not doing it justice from what I can see, but it really is nice in how it catches the light. And I think I'm going to go outside and see how that works out. Okay? So anyway, my beautiful wildflowers, I hope you enjoyed it. And as you know, I'm at 706 beautiful wildflowers so far, and I'm going to let it sit for a little while. And July is coming up, so, you know, the beautiful wildflower 700 subscriber giveaway should be launching soon. I can't tell you which video because I don't know, not yet. And so, but I do want to add something that opinionated horsewoman, opinionated, what can't I say that word today? Opinionated horsewoman Stephanie, she was kind enough to reach out to the YouTube people and talk to a guy named Joaquin. And he just had no clue, like, what do you mean people are being, you know, unsubscribed and blah, blah, blah. Well, we didn't know about that. Hard to believe, but it's okay. It is what it is, and this is what she was told, and she was able to share with me a link. So every time you guys get unsubscribed, please, please use that link. Take a screenshot of what the issue is, if you're unsubscribed, and one point you're subscribed, next thing you know, you're unsubscribed, and kind of have a little small, like a detail of what's happening, and click on that link, and I'll put it below, and please report it, because I have lost 92 subscribers, and some of those subscribers have actually said to me, wait, I didn't unsubscribe, so they're subscribing. Even Corey, I mean, she's been with me from the beginning. She had to resubscribe twice. What is that, you know? And so I really don't want you guys to miss out, because I know I have picked people in a giveaway that they were subscribed to me, and I know they would stay subscribed. They still watch, and I asked them, please check, because I'm not seeing you. And sure enough, they were unsubscribed. So yeah, just want to give you that warning, because that big giveaway is coming, and it is quite big. And so yeah, I don't want you guys to miss out, but that will launch soon, okay? Okay, I think that's it for housekeeping. So anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And if I added any value, please hit like. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you are interested in these type of videos with unboxings and everything else, very eclectic, please do hit subscribe and hit the bell button and click all, so that way you know every time I upload a video. Okay, my beautiful wildflowers, thank you so very much for spending your moments with me, and I really do appreciate it, guys. And I want you guys to be thinking about those affirmations as well, so you could have good mental health, okay? Alrighty then, have a good day, a good night, a good week, or good weekend, whenever you're watching this, doesn't matter. But just remember, never sweat the small stuff. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.